I will be walking you through this design I did recently. A customer actually placed this order online, so I'm just going to be trying to replicate it today for you. I'm starting off with a cube vase, and I'm using a waterproof tape to create a grid for my flowers. I stuck 2 strips across each side, and I finished with a long strip of tape around the throat of the vase. This long strip is just to help keep all my other strips from moving. We're trying to keep them from budging. We just don't need any of the flowers to fall. And that's it for our waterproof tape. We can set it aside. Now we are putting in our flowers. We start off with a hydrangea since it's big, and it'll also help create an additional grid for this arrangement. Hydrangeas can wilt a little faster, so to help keep it hydrated, I'll be using a quick dip on a freshly cut stem. You can also use alum. Dip your freshly cut stem in the quick dip for about 7 seconds or so before placing your hydrangea stem in your vase. And if you're interested in this quick dip we have it linked down below in our Amazon storefront. Now I'm going to go ahead and put in my greenery before the rest of my flowers. Since this is a compact arrangement, I'm going to be cutting these stems shorter or into halves or thirds, quarters, what have you. For example, all this eucalyptus came from one complete stem that I just cut up into pieces. So as you can see, I've cut this portion of our original green dragon stem, but I still have lots of smaller stems that branch off. So I'm just cutting it into smaller and smaller portions to get as much as I possibly can out of it. I'll basically be doing this kind of thing for most of my stems for this compact design, just cutting them into halves, thirds, cutting them into little pieces, just so I can use as much product as I can. Next, I'm coming in with my palm. We couldn't quite remember the name of this variety, so if you know, tell us in the comments. And same idea, I'm just cutting this palm in half so I can use more of the product. And then our greenery is done. Now for the rest of our flowers. I want to go in with some height first, so I'm starting with blue delphinium. Same thing, just cutting it in half. Now for our purple button mums, I'm using them to fill in space to add a bit more height and a bit more color. Buttons are great because you can get so many blooms on a single stem. For example, I've used them before where I've cut them in half and I still get plenty of blooms on each half. I'll use them in compact arrangements. I'll split it up and use it into even larger arrangements sometimes. Or you can even take off each individual bloom and use them in a short compact style like I've done here. You can just get so much out of a button mum, out of a good quality button mum. Now for pretty sunflowers, I will be using a 21 gauge wire to wire my sunflowers. I'm doing this because their heads are heavy and I just want to make sure that they don't tilt as time passes. I want them to be looking as fresh and as pretty for as long as I can possibly get them to. This may not be necessary since this arrangement is compact, but I like to do it just in case. Next, we're putting in this pretty pincushion tortilla and some orange spray roses. And now for our pretty lavender tulips. I only have 2, just because I'm trying to stick within the budget for this arrangement. But they're so pretty, they're so fun. These are actually a double-petaled tulip that I think adds just extra elegance. It makes it a little bit fancier, and I just love them. Next, we're putting in some pretty carnations. Carnations are a long-lasting flower. We've had them last for weeks before in our cooler. We love them. They last a long time outside of the cooler. They're just a wonderful flower. Lastly, we have chamomile or feverfew, and yes, this is the medicinal herb that chamomile tea is made from. It is also so pretty as a filler flower, and it adds such a wonderful dainty touch to your design, and it smells so nice. So I decided last minute to add this dyed monkey tail pampas that we had. We got it in a few weeks ago, and it's just been so much fun. It's so beautiful. I just thought it added some extra color, it added a fun texture, and I thought it finished off our design perfectly. Now we're done, so off to take some pictures and get it delivered.